Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video, I have another yarn haul, and I went back to Hobby Lobby after, I haven't really been going to Hobby Lobby every single day like I did leading up to the big clearance haul, because, you know, once I got that, then I figured that they're not going to have a whole lot of skeins in there, and for some reason, my Hobby Lobby seemed to have the die-lot clearance before the big markdown, so I wasn't expecting to find any clearance skeins or anything, or like the die-lot clearance or whatever. So I just kind of stopped going there just to save myself gas. And so I went there, and I just kind of like popped in there. Mainly, I went to Michael's, and I found some, these are tacky as hell, but whatever. They're like these pride glasses, and so I was sort of, like I've said in my video, my Hobby Lobby is sort of near my Michael's, and so I bought these like ridiculous pride. I mean, they're tacky as hell, but whatever. But I bought these pride glasses, and I wanted to like, kind of wear them, and so I thought, you know, maybe I could just like pop into Hobby Lobby. That'd be fun to wear these in Hobby Lobby. All these, you know, these pride glasses in Hobby Lobby of all places, and so I went into Hobby Lobby. And just to kind of look around, I wasn't expecting to find any yarn at all. And then I walked through it. It's like when you go into my Hobby Lobby, there's like, you know, the registers or whatever, and then the yarn is to the right. And so you go past where the flowers and stuff are, and then when you sort of turn that corner, there's like all the fabric, and then right next to the fabric is where the yarn is. And so and this is important to the story, but like when you're going past all the flowers and stuff, in between the flowers, there's they added a section, maybe it was just like empty space, but they added some carts there, because usually when you go into Hobby Lobby, the cart's like to the left. And so they added this section for the carts, so that's important to the story. So anyway, so I went back, went through there, past those carts or whatever, and like into the fabric section, just to kind of like, you know, walk around with my glasses on, to look ridiculous in the store. And then I went over there to where the remnants are to see if they had any. They're excited to be shown on camera. They're already falling out of the bag. I went over there to where the remnants are, because that's where they put like the die-lot clearance skeins. And I just kind of, you know, glanced around, and then I saw like a whole bunch of yarn there, and I couldn't believe it. And all of this happened. Like, of course, I was like really excited, but then my excitement turned to like, you know, disappointing panic, because like in the span of 30 seconds, like not even 30 seconds, I thought, oh my god, because like I walked in there, I didn't get a cart because I thought, I'm not going to find any yarn or whatever. I just kind of wanted to walk around and look ridiculous or whatever, and so. And then glance through just in case there was some clearance skeins, but I didn't really expect to find any there. And so I walked over there, and then I saw that yarn, and so I thought, oh, I got to get a cart, because I couldn't like hold them all in my arms. I probably should have, and I could have tried, but so I didn't like run, but like I sort of did this fast walk thing to the cart section, not the one, you know, near the front of the store, because that would have been, you know, even further. So I walked over there to where the carts were, in between the flowers, got a cart, and then like, you know, fast walked over there back to the remnants. But in the span of 30 seconds, you know, as I was like pushing the cart back and, you know, practically running like an idiot, I'm exaggerating, you know what I'm saying? I saw this woman like walking towards the remnants, and I thought, I could not believe it. And the first thing she, I was like, you know, bug-eyed, and so it's a good thing I had these sunglasses on, because I look like a bug-eyed maniac probably, because I was just like, you know, staring at her. I was thinking, oh my god, she's gonna eat the yarn. And I mean, it's ridiculous. I know I don't need the yarn, but it was just like, I just thought, you know, it's like really cheap yarn, so I wanted to get it. And so, but I was just like looking at her. I probably didn't blink one time. It's a good thing I did have these glasses on. But and she was like walking over there, and the first thing she grabbed was one of the skeins of yarn, or she was like, you know, touched it to see like the texture of it or whatever. And I was thinking, don't take my yarn, because I felt like it was my yarn. I wanted to get that yarn, and I would have gotten it if I would have thought to. Every time I go into Hobby Lobby now, I'm going to grab a cart first, you know, just in case. But anyway, so I learned from that whole experience to get a cart. And so, but she was like touching or whatever, and I was just like, you know, kind of walking around like in the fabric where they had like the fringe and all that crap, and I was just kind of like, but you know, like the whole time I was just kind of like staring at her, and I know I probably didn't blink, but like 3 times the entire time. And then I was like, you know, walking over there where they had like the sewing stuff, or like, you know, where the flowers were, and I mean, I probably looked like a creep, like, you know, looking around the aisle, just like waiting for her to move so I can get over there to get the yarn. and like watching to see if she got any of it. And then she was like, you know, picking up the ribbon, and I was thinking, okay, lady, like, you're not gonna get any of this stuff, just move. It was like, I was like anxious to get the yarn. And so then she finally, like, you know, put all the stuff down. She didn't get anything, and then she started to move on. So I like went over there, and I just grabbed it all and put it in my cart and everything. And so I did get a bunch of clearance yarn, and it was just like this ridiculous experience. I thought, like, I'm, you know, like a crazy person walking through the store or whatever, and just like, you know, staring at her, like, you know, wanting her to move with like, these big bug eyes or whatever, and like, you know, creepily looking at her like around an aisle or whatever, just like waiting for it, when I have all of this yarn at home. It's just ridiculous. Another just ridiculous part of my life. Like, you would think it would, like, this would be enough, but like, you know, I saw all this yarn, and I knew it was like really discounted and stuff, and some of it was really nice. Some of my niece is gonna love. I'm not. A lot of it for me too. I'm not like using her as an excuse. Like, most of it I got from my niece. No, I got a lot of it for myself. But anyway, so. But I got all the yarn, so I'll do a yarn haul after that, you know, rambly mess of a beginning to this video. But anyway, let me do the yarn for her first. It's all this like big bulky kind of yarn. What I spent total was $20.72, and I got 15 skeins, and so you know, a really good deal. And so there's two of these that are the Snugs and Kisses. So Baby B Snugs and Kisses, they were $1.87. Cinnamon, like right away. I know it's stupid to keep complaining about it, but it's ridiculous how it can just smell so much like cinnamon or whatever. It's like, and not even on that side of the store. But anyway, and it does go away, but you know, it's just stupid. But anyway, so the Baby B Snugs and Kisses, one of them is called Soft Snowflake. This is sort of like the white color. This is $1.87, and then this is the Vanilla Bean colorway. So this is sort of like an ivory color. So hopefully you can tell the difference in the camera. So like these two big skeins, so $1.87 each. The regular price is $7.49 for these. I would never buy it for that price, but you know, for $1.87, you know, it's worth it to get it from my niece. And the more she's crocheting and stuff, hopefully she'll like this kind of yarn maker. Like she made in one of my videos I posted. Or I just posted it yesterday, but this probably isn't going to come out for a couple weeks. But she made her first scrunchie or whatever. These make like pretty scrunchies or whatever, really pretty soft ones. So there's two of those, and then there's one of these. This is a little bit rougher. This feels more like the Bernat blanket yarn than this. This is really soft and you know, squishy kind of yarn. This is like the more Bernat blanket kind of feeling yarn. This is the R&B Cozy Occasion. This is the color Ivory. This is only $1.24 because the regular price is $4.99. So it's this color. It's like an ivory sort of color. And like compared to, like, see, this is like a lighter color, and this is more of like a brownish ivory color. So there's that, and then there's two of these. Like, I can't believe these were in there. Baby B Cuddly One, and yeah, they're both that. And this one's called Baby's Blue. And so it's like the base of it is like a white color. It has all these like blue speckles on it. And so this is like a thicker yarn. I think this is probably like a 5. I should. I just don't want to like bog my videos down with like you know, doing all the specs or whatever. No, this is a number 6. 6 super bulky. These are 6 super bulky. This must be a 7. This is a 7 jumbo, yeah, because it's thicker than the other ones. So it's like that kind of yarn. And so this is like, you know, white with some little blue speckles in it. And so that's called Baby's Blue. These were $1.99 because the regular price for these is $7.99. Another ridiculous. I know it's like it's ridiculous for me because I'm like a deal finder. I'm a cheap. No, I'm a cheap person, so I don't want to spend that kind of money on a skein yarn. And then this one is the cuddly one, Surf Baby. And so it has like white, but the color that is speckled on that is sort of like this teal color. And this is the one that she was that woman in Hobby Lobby was like, you know, she reached up, and it was probably this same strand right here. No, she like reached up and she was kind of, or reached down, and she had this piece in her hand, kind of doing like this. And I mean, thankfully she didn't like the texture of it or something. It is a little weird. It's not as soft as this. It has it's not popcorn, but it sort of reminds me of like if popcorn was soft. I know that doesn't make any sense, but like it has like a different texture than like these really soft ones. It's sort of like a in between this one and this one. It's a little odd, these yarns, but but they're soft and everything is squishy and everything. But so those are like all the ones that I got from my niece. And so got those, and then all of these are the other ones that I got. I did get a skein of this. I love this cotton, comma damn it, and it's called Royalty, and this is the same blue that I had like when I was making these rainbow cuffs, and I wanted to try to get some thinner yarn, like sport weight. For some reason they don't have blue sport weight in Hobby Lobbies, but I have all the other primary colors, and the blue that I wanted to or the blue that I had to get was a cotton, so it was the same colorway. So I do have a skein of this already. So now I have two. This is only 99 cents. So I mean, it's cotton, and it feels like cotton. It's just a little, it's a soft cotton, but you know, at least it's not like a rough cotton, but it is cotton. I'm gonna start crazy about working with cotton, but I'm gonna, you know, I'm trying to branch out and force myself to use more cotton. And then they had this cake, the one that was like rolling out of the bag. Just excited to see you on camera. Now this is Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton, and this colorway is called Paris Mornings. Ridiculous colorway names, but whatever. $1.87, because the original price for this is $7.49. I thought, how ridiculous is that? I know it's because it's cotton probably, but I'm glad I'm not really into cotton, because apparently it's going to cost way more to get cotton than it is to get acrylic, because $7.49 regular price for this. Of course, in my head, it's like it would be 30% off, because I would never buy it at the full price at Hobby Lobby, but you know what I'm saying. So it's $1.87. It has like this light pink in the middle, and then like some dark gray, and then a light gray, and then a white on the outside, kind of like that. Or I guess it's like a light pink, or like, sort of like a light peachy sort of pink. And I don't know why that was called. It's called Paris Mornings, but whatever. They probably come up with the colorway names first, and then they think, oh, we'll just name this one that. And then I got a pearl spun, Yarn Bee pearl spun, and it's called Majestic Plum, which I don't think I have. I do have a lot of the pearl spun, and it really does create good stitch definition. The skein feels a little lighter than the other ones. I don't know. It just, maybe just because it's so soft or something. I don't know, but it was only 99 cents, and so it's like a purple, but it's more of like a deep, like almost brownish purple. It's like it's not a very vibrant purple, but it is a really nice yarn, that pearl spun. I love. I made a little swatch for somebody on YouTube of my EG stitch in the gold pearl spun, and it really does create a nice stitch definition. How it's low pill fiber, but I don't know what the whole pearl spun is, but it's like it's twisted really well. Like I don't think you could really. Well, I guess you can separate it, but the way it's twisted, it creates really good stitch definition. So anyway, got that, and that was 99 cents, and I think I already said that. And then I got 4 skeins of this Crafter's Secret cotton, and these were only 74 cents a piece. And so there's it's the rougher kind of cotton. I mean. It's okay. I mean, it feels soft for cotton, but it's still, I'm not crazy about the texture of cotton, but I need to get over my aversion to it, and because it's not like it feels like rope or anything. I've felt a Red Heart yarn that's 100% acrylic that feels worse than this, but I'm just not crazy about the texture or whatever. And like what I didn't like about using cotton when I first started to crochet is how the yarn doesn't really stay together as well. I mean, the stitches. I mean, it creates good stitch definition, but like, I don't like how like you can do a couple stitches and then they just don't. Sometimes they're not as consistent, because like when you use acrylic yarn and you do the stitches, it has a way to kind of like fill in the gaps or whatever. It's sort of like, you know, adheres to itself in a way. It doesn't really adhere to itself, but you know what I'm saying. This is just it creates this separation where you really have to have really consistent good tension or whatever, because otherwise the stitches can look kind of loose, or I don't know. I need to work with more cotton, and maybe it was just from me starting out or something, but I didn't like how it was crocheting up the cotton when I was first using it. But I'm gonna try to use it more often now. This is the Crafter's Secret cotton. The colorway is called Turquoise Rainbow Bridge. Ridiculous. I should like this. I'm as ridiculous as these colorway names are, but you know what I'm saying. Like, who would somebody like me. I bet somebody who's coming up with these colorway names is, probably loving my videos because they're as just ridiculous a person as I am. Turquoise Rainbow Bridge, whatever. And then this one is called turquoise. And so it's weird that like these two really go well together. This is like just a regular turquoise color, a solid, and then this is, it feels like it's that same color, except it reminds me of that. I never got any of it because I never got to go to Joann that much before it closed, but they had that yarn that I saw on some YouTube videos called Jelly Bean. It kind of reminds me of that, just the look of it, I mean, because the strand that's kind of mixed in it, it kind of creates these little, like, spaced out streaks of color. It sort of reminds me of like the Jelly Bean look, but it has like this strand in it that's yellow, orange, red, purple, but like all these different colors and stuff. So it looks like that same turquoise, but it just has that colorful thing mixed in it. So if I can figure out something to use this cotton for, I want to kind of pair these two together because they match perfectly. And then the other two, this one is just called Periwinkle. It's like a blue color. I think I have some acrylic blue that's named Periwinkle. I guess that must be a blue shade. But anyway, so it's just like kind of like this light blue color. And so then there's this one too, and this one's called Purple Confetti. And because it has that same kind of like jelly bean, confetti, I guess would be a good name for it. Look to it. It has the base of it is like a dark purple, and then it has that strand in it, which is like orange, green, blue, red. It's probably the same. No, it's not. Or no, it might be the same kind of strand, same colors or whatever. But I'm not really sure. But it has that same look as this, and like I don't know if I should put all these together or I just feel like these match so perfectly. I want to create something with this, and then with these two, there is a little bit of blue in that that strand that's wrapped around the purple. That where these two would go well together. I don't know how much you need. How much cotton you need for certain projects, because I'm just not used to using cotton, but I don't know what I could make with these two, just these two skeins. But so I have those. So those were only 74 cents a piece. And then they had two skeins of the medium 4 acrylic. I love this yarn, damn it. And then this one, like another one of these stone wash. So I think this is like the third stone wash that I've gotten. They're probably, I mean, I know that they're like dial-out clearance, but they're probably all the same lot numbers. I have no idea. But I now have a third one of these, $1.24 for that. And then this one is I love this yarn, and it's called Burnt Pumpkin, whatever. Burnt pumpkin. Where'd that come from? Did they like burn a pumpkin somehow? I don't know. Anyway, so I love this yarn, Burnt Pumpkin. $1.24 for that. And so these or just the medium 4s that I love, and so I'm going to use those definitely. And then this one, the last one, I was going to say, wow, this video is only be like 20 minutes long. Of course, it's like 17 minutes now. This is the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK, which is like a medium, a 3, 3-weight, whatever, light 3, not medium. And low pill fiber, and this is so soft, but it is really thin. It feels like a really thin 3 though. Like I almost thought it was a 2, it's so thin, but it's really thin. And the colorway is called Linen, because although it's not just like a solid color, it has a very not marled. It's sort of like a variegated color. It has like, it's not just a solid linen color. It has all these little streaks of different shades of that color, and it's really nice. And this is other than the Picasso Rainbow from Ice Yarns that I have. This is the only other skein that I have that is. I had to look it up, like what this is called, like the shape of this skein, and I think they call it a donut ball. I don't know what kind of donuts they're getting. These are thick. I'd love to have a big, thick donut like this, but I don't know. I guess because it's like a circular kind of thing with like a hole in the middle. But these skeins are always so messed up in the stores, though. So I had to look up like what it was even called, like the shape of it, and whether you can are you supposed to get it from the outside, or like is there a center pull? And I think like once you take this label off, there's a center pull that you can find. But I've never used this skein before. I haven't even used the Picasso Rainbow yet. But I guess it's just like you take the label off, and you could find the center pull like a regular skein of yarn, but it's just like in the shape of a donut instead. So but anyway, so that's like the haul or whatever. And I was gonna say, hopefully I was gonna get to the end and it'll only be 20 minutes, but hang on. I almost made it to where the video was only going to be 20 minutes. I wouldn't have to edit anything, but whatever. So that's basically the haul or whatever. I know that like the big skeins I'll probably give my niece. Although I feel like I'm giving her so much yarn that like I'm wondering, is she gonna be able to like work through all that? I know that she loves to crochet or whatever, but she's not like obsessively crocheting like I am. Or of course she's just starting out or whatever. But like when she comes over, she'll crochet for a little while, but then she won't crochet all day like I do sometimes. Of course I need excuses to keep my hands busy and do things or whatever. Just to keep busy or whatever while she's over here, but still it's I'm just looking like all the yarn that she has, and I'm like in my head sort of like thinking in the back of my head, like I wonder like what I could probably make with some of that stuff if by some chance she doesn't like work through all this yarn and she doesn't have like a really strong passion for crochet like I do. I mean, she learned to crochet because she saw me do it and she wanted to learn how to crochet, and she crochets every once in a while, but she's not crocheting hardcore like I am and creating all kinds of ridiculous things and crocheting all the time. So I don't know. I am buying her a lot of yarn, and a lot of yarn like this or whatever is taking up. I don't even know where I'm going to put this. And there were a couple skeins in that Goodwill haul that I need to put away on her yarn tower, practically a tower at this point. I don't know where to put those away either, so I haven't put those on her tower either, or her yarn wall. So I don't know, but I just feel like I'm getting her a lot of this yarn, and I mean I'm hoping that she'll enjoy crocheting with it, and she'll work through it. But I shouldn't complain about it. Like, oh, what if she has too much yarn? I say in front of this giant wall behind me and stuff. But I'm gonna get through this too. But you know what I'm saying. But in my head, I'm also thinking, like, if by some chance she, moves on to something else and doesn't want to crochet as often, then am I going to have to, like, figure out something to do with this yarn myself? And, like I said, I don't really do amigurumi or whatever, or, like, the little plushies and stuff. The only reason I would probably learn to do an amigurumi or a little plushie or something is to be able to have knowledge about it so that I can teach her if because like that's what she wants to do eventually. She wants to make like little plushies and amigurumi and stuff, but I'm just not the kind of person to do that. I'm just like, I don't really have the desire to like follow a really detailed pattern and stuff and do like, have to go every single row and okay, I have to increase 3 stitches into this row and then do regular crochet for 4 more and then an increase there, but then the next row it's like all different, and then the next row it's all different, and then make like 8 little pieces you have to sew together. Like it's I don't think I'm gonna have the patience to do that, and I told her that, and I told her there's all kinds of like tutorials on YouTube and stuff. But if by some chance that she wants me to be the one to teach her how to do some amigurumi, I guess I'm gonna have to learn. But I can learn how to do amigurumi and plushies and stuff if I end up with all this yarn and she doesn't use all of it herself. But other than that, I don't really know what to use it for. But that's like in the future. Hopefully her passion for crochet will continue to grow or whatever, and hopefully faster than her yarn wall will grow if I keep finding yarn or whatever. Because I mean I'm like a magnet. I can seek out deals and stuff. I mean, it's crazy how many skeins of yarn that I've gotten, and how much yarn that I've gotten, and how good of a deal I've gotten on a lot of this yarn and stuff. I mean, I can seek it out. It's like when I'm out in the stores, like I can zero in on like something I Love Lucy related, because I collect I Love Lucy stuff, or Harry Potter related, or like my mom collects Beatles stuff. I can, it's like I can see it out of my peripheral vision, or like I just have this like sense, and I can seek out yarn. I know exactly where it is. I can see a deal from a mile away, and so I have that great ability or whatever. And so hopefully she'll use her yarn and continue to grow her passion for crochet too, faster than her yarn wall will grow, so that she can work through some of it. But if not, then I can always, you know, use this yarn for something. But she still loves crochet or whatever, and she just made her first scrunchie the other day. I just put it in a video, or I posted it yesterday or this morning in the middle of the night, but you're probably seeing this weeks from that, but this is when I'm filming that video. But so she has a passion for it. But anyway, so I have those, and then all this yarn I need to put away. I still haven't put away the skeins I got from Goodwill, the big bag I got. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thankfully it's not as long as some of my other videos, but because, you know, I only got like 15 skeins or whatever. I didn't get 100 like I got, you know, the last time, 111, whatever it was, 100 and something. Ridiculous. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below, do all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.